Hello again. It's this time of the time. It's another Warhammer video. There's quite a new bit of stuff out, and mostly the Eye of Terror data sheets are out, which is going to be the majority of what I'm talking about this video. But I will talk about some other things. I want to start with this because I always check the shop website at the beginning of when I start to prep the video, see if there's anything. Um, there's Horus Heresy Dreads. I know these have been out for a little bit, but um, I'm not super. I know I've said it before. I'm not super versed in Horus Heresy. I know things about it, but not like the tabletop game. But just want to share my opinions on these because I haven't said them before. I might do another video today where I go back, talk about older releases that I I experienced the release, but I never talked about it because I didn't have the channel yet. But the Saturnine is the biggest, newest thing, which I think it shows when you put something like this next to something like this. And I'm just gonna say it straight. This guy looks a little funky. He looks a little goofy. But I mean, yeah, I understand the appeal of it as well. It's just the huge macroplasma cannon here and the auto stubber, the big shoulder pads. This just screams dreadnought, or at least kind of an in between from a 30k and a 40k dreadnought. Even though these are more, it's old tech, which they don't really use anymore, at least from my understanding. This is kind of another bigger, bulkier one that you could compare more to a Redemptor and such. Also, the Siege Drill one. I wish the Brutalis, the Primaris Brutalis, had a Siege Drill option instead of just the Claws, which I think the Claws are fun and all. But I feel it's Centurions have Siege Drills, and I think there's one tank that has a Siege Drill option. Or no, that might be a Knight. But anyways, yeah, I think Siege Drills are neat. But actually, what else? Old world stuff. Don't really care. Back in stock, except for the Havocs because they're already sold out again. Gaz is back in stock, which I'm assuming some people will probably want to grab, considering the Yarrick release, which I talked about in the last Warhammer video, is coming out sometime. Sorry, that was my dog. They must have seen something out the window. Or something like that. Quite a few chapter-specific characters back. The new Kato model. Newer Kato model. But let's go into the actual thing for this video. I got all of these from the Warhammer community website, which you can go check out for yourself. I'm going to start with Thulia Gold. As always, I haven't looked at the data sheets before this video because I want to actually skim over it myself for the first time. I don't have to do that. I forgot. It's a camera. Nope, wrong way. Too much. There we go. All right. Epic Hero. Yep. You can have Conversion Resonator and the Rod of Warforge, which those are the only two weapons you can have. Yeah. I'll go over the stats first. 24-inch range on both of them. It looks like one of them's just it's the standard. One profile has less attacks, more damage. One has more attacks, less damage. It has blast on the more attacks, though, which will be good for taking out infantry hordes, as well as sustained. And the more damage one has dev wounds, which is to be expected. The Rod of the Warforged. In your command phase, select one of the abilities in the Icon of War section, which is the one up above. So start your next command phase. Mal has that. Okay, so it's Author of the Codex. This is just basically Gelman's thing, but for AdMech. And Mechanical Bodyguard. While it's miles within 3 inch of one or more AdMech units, it has Lone Op. Okay. Cybernetic Augmentation. It can move through terrain, but cannot end a move within a wall. It can be set up on a floor or ruins, but if not a ground floor, it can only do this. The base does not overhang that level. Okay, so it has kind of the thing that knights do, where they can just basically walk through terrain, which I mean makes sense. She has like the weird little spider legs thing. I assume she can like climb up and over around walls and stuff. And Secretary of Olympus, at the start of your shooting phase, select one enemy vehicle within 12 inch. Roll d6. On a 2-up, it's basically tank shock. They get d3 plus 1 mortal wounds. It's basically tank shock. And up here, Supreme Leader, if this is in your army, it must be your Warlord, which I think Call has the same thing on his sheet. So unless you're playing in like with your friends, I'm assuming you can only take like one of each, unless like your friends are cool with having multiple epic heroes that kind of like overlap each other and stuff, like custom play. Because I did see there's like the custom character things you can make. I haven't looked into that a bunch though, because I probably won't do it. I just kind of want to stick with what my army already has. And the Codex Doctrines, or the Icon of War, you have Fanatical Devotion. You can select one friendly Scutari or gold, then 6 inches. Okay, so if you select gold, that doesn't matter. If there's friendly Scutari within 6 inches of this model, start your command phase, it can do shoot and charge. Okay. Adaptive Tactics, you select one friendly Scutari or the model itself within 6 inches until next command phase. Shoot and charge when it has fallen back. Oh, no, wait. The first one was shoot and charge when it advanced. I forgot to read that last part. And Fires of Mars, you can select one friendly Scutari or the model itself within 6 inches. Until starting next command phase, the Conquer Imperative and Protector Imperative are both active for that unit. Okay, that's an AdMech specific thing. I know my AdMech friend, we played like a 500 points game. I think he used that. I wasn't paying too much attention to his rules because he would implement the rules and like I'd skim over his book a bit. But that's neat. That's good. It's a Warlord. It's good. 8 movement, 8 toughness, 2-up save, 4-up invuln, 10 wounds, leadership 6, and OC 3. That's something I'd expect from. I wouldn't necessarily say. Actually, no. This is probably like roughly equivalent to Primarch level because the 2-up save, high toughness, decent movement, and 10 wounds. I think. I don't remember how much Gelman has, but it's somewhere around that. All right. And what you'll be taking with Thalia Gold is either the Fusiliers or the Exterminators. I'm going to start with the Exterminators because I already clicked over this one. 5-inch move, so a little less than the average Space Marine. 4 toughness, 3-up save, 5-up invuln, 2 wounds, leadership 7, OC 1. Not bad. Abilities, broad spectrum, targeting augers. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack with the eradication caster that targets a unit that isn't a monster vehicle, it has sustained 1. Okay. And the eradication caster, which is specifically for that, has anti-infantry, which is good. 30 range. This is what I said in the I Can't Believe It video, or I think that's what I titled it. That these guys, you're going to like stick them near your back line. They're just going to be lugging fire into the enemy lines at like a safe distance, trying to just tear down their infantry or like their front line, whatever they've got going there. 2 attacks each, 4 ballistic, 5. Okay, so the only difference is the bottom one, the focused fire is has a shorter range, but it has higher AP. No difference otherwise. The Hastari Arc Blaster, anti-vehicle 4 and dev wounds. This is what you're going to be taking if you want to like tear down the enemy vehicles. No duh, like the transports. 18-inch range, 1 attack, 4 ballistic, 6 strength, 1. Okay, same, almost the same. The close combat weapon, which I believe everyone can take. Yes, everyone can take that. And okay, all of them can take that except for the Historic Exterminator Alpha. He has the power weapon. That one just has an extra attack, an extra strength, does 2 armor penetration. Okay, so that guy's going to be like your kind of mix between range and melee, but all the other ones are going to be priority range. The other ones, the Fusiliers, they have each time Milo's unit makes an attack with a neutron fusel against a monster or vehicle. Okay, so this is like the opposite. That has ignores cover, which is pretty good. Neutron fizzle. Actually, okay, yeah, they have the same base stats as the other ones. 24-inch range, 1 attack. Strength 12. Yeah, this is going to be like your essentially a long-range Melta to a point. But the D6 plus 1 damage is going to be pretty good, especially if you have like the full 5 squad of these. They have the same close combat and power weapon. The neutron, nope, the Starry Phosphor Blaster. Wait a second. Yeah, okay. So if you're shooting with the neutron fizzle against a monster vehicle, it has ignores cover. The Hastari Phosphor Blaster just has ignores cover built into it. So slightly less range. Excuse me. Extra attack, less strength, no AP, less damage. So there's that. Let's see what else. Oh yes, the Night Destrier. That's still a thing. I don't think I talked about the Destrier. I probably didn't because I don't think I talked about knights in any of my videos. But this one's like a whole. This is a lot more to it. Like knights always are. They're like grand over the top. That's what you think of when like you stick the Imperium's best. So, 12-inch move, 10 strength, 3 up save, 5 up invuln, 18 wounds, 6 up leadership, OC 8. The regular deadly demise D6. It has the basic damage profile that most or pretty much every vehicle does. You got a lot of war gear options. I'm not going to talk about like which one specifically like override the other ones. I'm just going to look at all of them and talk about all of them. So you got the Gatling Cannon, which has assault, 24-inch range, a lot of attacks, as assault cannon usually is. Gatling Cannon usually does, because I use the macro Gatling Cannon on my Redemptor Dread. I think it also has 12 attacks. But anyways, Blick still 3 up, 6 strength, -1 AP, 2 damage, so it's decent. The Frag Bombard has Bombard, however you want to pronounce it, has Assault Blast and Rapid Fire D6 plus 3, which is, you probably want to be taking that if you want to kind of like have this be like your rush in night and kind of like mess up the back lines and such. Just because like if you're within half range with 12-inch, because you got some good melee options here. Most knights you do, but a lot of attacks, a little bit more strength, nothing else changes. The Heavy Stubber has Rapid Fire 3 and Assault, longer range, has more consistent attacks, and sorry, a call came up on my phone. I had to deny that real quick. All right, 3 ballistics for even less strength, and less damage. Okay, so that's the middle ground. Like, you're staying back if you want to keep this guy kind of safer, and you're also doing more consistent attacks, because with the bombard, you're getting 4 to 9 attacks. You're always getting a flat 6 with the heavy stubber. But for melee, we've got 2 profiles for the chainsword, 2 profiles for the spear, and the feet. I'm going to start with the feet because you always have feet on every knight. Pretty standard, 4 attacks, 4 weapon skill, 7 strength, 1 AP, 2 damage. It's alright. But the chainsword, well, both of them have strike and sweep, but the strike, less attack, higher strength, higher AP, higher damage. Sweep, more attacks, less strength, less AP, less damage. That's how it always goes. The spear, though, it has lance. Lance is pretty good. I don't see that on too many weapons, but it comes in handy. Same thing, it has a strike and sweep. Same rules apply. For its abilities, it has ramjets. Each time this unit is selected to make a normal move or advanced move until the end of the phase, add D3 to the move characteristic of the model. Not terrible. This, from what I'm getting from this is the kind of like, if you don't have warhounds, this is your get in there, smash things up, and get back out kind of unit. And we'll have to see when it hits the tables. It might already have, but I'll have to hopefully be able to see one in person sometime, see how they actually perform. Thunder Charge. If this has the spear on it, this model is equipped with a Thundershock spear and a chainsword. I don't think they can have both on there, can they? Thundershock spear. Oh no, they can. Okay, so if you're running basically an all melee build, add 2 to the attack characteristics of both of them. Okay. And saturation fire. Each time Smile makes a range attack that targets unit within range of an objective, it has ignore cover. Pretty good, pretty good. And considering with the 12-inch move and how big this is, as well as the D3 added to the move characteristics, you're probably going to be stomping things off objectives pretty quickly. The only issue is this model is going to be very easy to hit. Not in terms of like the save in the toughness, but just because of like how large the base is. Or you usually don't even use base on Titans. Or at least most people don't, from what I've seen. But not Titans, these are Knights. I keep getting them messed up. But with how open it is, you'll probably be getting hit with a lot, especially anti-vehicle. But it comes with being a big knight. I wish these also had like the point values on them, but I couldn't find them. It doesn't say anywhere on the website. Nothing of such for any of these. I checked Wahapedia. That has not updated for these yet. So, yeah. Moving over to Chaos, though. We got Kravik which I'm now realizing that in the first video I made on this guy, I called him Karvek. That is not how you say it. I'm just dyslexic. But I would go watch that video. I don't know if it's... Yeah, you can go find it. Anyways. But, you have to stick him to the Terminator Squad, Mutilators or Obliterators. Yeah. 5-inch move, 5 toughness, 2 up save, 4 up invuln, 6 wounds, leadership 6 up, OC1. Okay. He has deep strike, which Terminators. The Bale Flamer, ignore cover torrent, pretty standard for a flamer weapon. A lot of attacks, you don't have to do the ballistic skill because torrent. Decent strength, 1 AP, 2 damage. So that's decent if you're getting up close, which you probably will with the Mutilators, which I have up next, I believe. And the Kami Bolter, Rapid Fire 2, yada yada yada. It's basically just a standard Combi Bolter, except on a Chaos Glove. The melee is where he really shines, though. He has the... Yeah, that's his last augment in Power Fist. Dev Wounds, a lot of attacks, very low weapon skill. A lot of strength, minus 2 AP, 2 damage. It's wonderful. As well as the Servo Harness, which has extra attacks, so you're going to be hitting with both of these. This is anti-vehicle, so this is your kind of like rush in, tear apart the transport, sweep up the rest of them with the other melee profile. It has less attacks, less strength, with the same AP and damage. His abilities, Headlong Destruction. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack that targets the closest target, improve AP by 1. Okay, so that's pretty good. You're going to be buffing up armor penetration even more. An Architect of Ruin. Start the battle. Select one unit in your opponent's army to be the model's hated foe. Okay, so this is kind of like an Oath of Moment. Oh yeah, you can reroll the wound roll. Some small hated foe is destroyed. You can select a new. It's Oath of Moment. It's Oath of Moment. Okay. Very typical of Chaos to be stealing loyalist tricks, but you know, they needed something for Black Legion because you're going to be running this with Black Legion. But what's this? This is, yeah, okay. Yeah, the Mutilators, you only had the melee, duh. 5 move, 7 toughness, 2 up save, 5 up invuln, 5 wounds, 6 leadership, 2 OC. They have 3 profiles for their melee, though, which there's basically the one with a lot of attacks, the one with medium attacks, the one with very few attacks. It's pretty much the strike and sweep thing, except you have a middle option. There's not a lot to explain there. The big thing, though, is their abilities. They have Deep Strike, which you'll probably be taking with Karvek Morn as well. Which I think these guys would probably do better with Karvek Morn if you're trying to do melee only. No duh. But, like, it really depends on, like, how the rest of your army is balanced. Or if you just want to run, like, a full melee build or a full range build. But this is Crushing Charge. You can reroll charge rolls made by this unit. Each time you make the charge move, select one enemy unit and roll d6. The engagement range. If it's a 4-up, take d3. Why does everything have tank shock? Why do you have tank shock? I mean, that's neat. That's very cool. But you have tank shock. I thought you already had a stratagem for that. You know what? Nope. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And we'll go to the new Defiler. This does have different stuff from the one I looked at on Wahapedia, which I'm glad it's different now. I don't know how glad I'll be after actually looking through all of this. I just saw that, hey, some of those aren't on the one that's on the other one. That's a lot of words that didn't mean a lot of things now that I said them out loud. Forget about it. A lot of weapons. Yeah, a lot of weapons. Has the damage profile. Yep. Deadly Demise D6. Yeah. Dark Pact. Yeah. Big movement. A lot of toughness. 3 up save. 5 up invuln. 18 wounds. I'm assuming this guy's going to be more pricey than pricey. Oh, yeah, it will probably be more pricey in terms of money and points, now that I think about it. And 5 OC. How much? Hold on. No, okay. I'm crazy. I thought the Knight had less OC than a Defiler for some reason. But a lot of weapons here, The Battle Cannon, Uh, it's basically the Ectoplasm Destructor, which is below it, except it has extra range, but a little less strength, less AP. Nothing different much there. Um, the one below it is just kind of the Ectoplasm Destructor, but worse. Except you get more consistent attacks because it's gonna always be a 6. The Magma Cutters has Melta, so that's gonna be good, considering you're moving around a lot, or you usually will be. But you have very few attacks, high strength, high AP, high damage, or sometimes high damage. It's D6. Very typical of a Melta weapon. Heavy Bale Flamer. Ignore cover turret. Is that not just what? Hold on. No, he just had the regular Bale Flamer. Okay, so this is just that but better. It's just that but better. Okay. Hades Las Cannon. Very far range, not a lot of attacks. High strength, high AP, usually high damage. A Heavy Reaper autocannon, dev wounds and sustained. Eey. Also has very long range, more attacks, a little bit less strength, less AP, less damage, but you'll probably be getting some dev wounds on that, so, you know. And the Heavy Missile Launcher has 2 profiles, the Crack and Frag. Frag has Blast. Both have the same range. One of them has just a 2 attacks. The other one has 2d6. Top one has extra strength, extra AP, extra damage. The bottom one's just hitting out more attacks, usually, because you could also just get 2 ones, but you know. In their melee weapon, Shearing Claws, Strike and Sweep, same thing. The bottom one just has more attacks, less AP, less damage, less strength. Top one, less attacks, more strength, AP damage. Electro Scourge has extra attacks and sustain 2. Hey. 5 attack, 3 up weapon skill, big strength, decent AP, good damage. You're probably going to be hitting a couple more because of those sustain 2. So you really want to stay out of melee with this thing. Scuttering Walker. I think that's the exact same as the old one, because you can move through terrain. It can move within engagement range of enemy models, but cannot end within engagement range of them. And Desperate Escape automatically passes. Demon Forge, Dark Pact until the end of the phase. Each time Smile makes an attack, reroll wound roll of 1. Plus once for battle when this makes a Dark Pact. Before making the resulting leadership test, you can declare it will overcharge its Demon Forge. If it does, if it fails, it suffers 3 mortal wounds instead of D3. But until the end of the phase, each time it makes an attack roll, you can re-roll the wound roll. That's a lot of rolls. I'm surprised I got that out somewhat cleanly. But yeah, there's a lot of options on this thing. Speaking of options, there's a different profile for each one you take, which honestly surprised me. I think they should do something like this a bit more. Like, if you're taking like a Chaos Rhino, depending on which faction it goes with, it should have something different, you know? But, or like, I think you can take Mauler Fiends in every Chaos Army. I might be wrong though. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna start off with the one I think is the worst. At the end of your opponent's movement phase, you can select one enemy unit that is set up on the battlefield within 12 inches of the model. It can shoot at it, but only if it's an eligible target, or it can declare a charge. But it doesn't get any extra bonus. It's decent, but also like it feels like it's just kind of Overwatch, but not great. But, you know. Destroyer futures. Each time you target this unit with Overwatch, um, hits that are normally scored on unmodified 5 up. Each of those attacks that target an enemy within 9 inch of 1,000 Sun Psyker, which is pretty much all of them, it goes on a 4 up instead. So, I mean, yeah. This one, Revel in Desecration. Each time this model makes an attack that targets an enemy unit that isn't below half strength, add 1 to the hit roll. That's just, it's nothing special. It's just simple. It does what it tells you. It'll probably knock them down to below half strength, maybe, considering the melee is pretty good. And Barrage of Filth. In shooting phase, after this model is shot, select one enemy unit hit by one of those attacks. Until the end of phase, they do not have benefit of cover, which is decent if you want to have, like, this guy kind of scuttle around, or, like, flank their cover, shoot them, then the rest of your army can kind of pepper them with other fire. But I mean, that's really all I've found so far. So before I end off the video, I'm going to show 2 more things. One, I did finish up the Reaver I was painting last on the table. I wanted to record it, but also, like, I can't record every time I paint, especially because the way I do it is very, very painful. I had, like, the headlight that has the phone taped to it, as well as when I watch the video back, it's a little rough to see what I'm looking at sometime. I also want to show off another miniature I did a while ago. Just a little kind of Wraith Reaper kind of thing. I thought it was simple, pretty neat. But aside from that, that's all that I've got for today's video. I'll probably do another video after this. Go watch the videos I did yesterday. They're gaming videos, but they're still something, you know? I don't post all the time, but content is content. Anyways, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I will see you next time. I've been Crux Terminus. I will see you next time. I almost forgot about that part.